My first taste of India has been a bit bumpy. But I've certainly impressed the ladies.
You got it, you flaunt it, didn't you?
Had my first brush with Indian traffic. And my second.
Oh my God, okay.
Witnessed holy men hanging rocks from their genitals.
Wow.
And that was before we all got high. Rolled on week 2.
Where do you sign up?
I'm up in the prosperous northwest. Punjab, known as the breadbasket of India, may be one of the smallest states, but it boasts the highest per capita income in the country. People had told me that this was one of the liveliest places I could visit. But judging by its capital, Chandigarh, I think I may have been duped. Yes, it's clean and tidy, but so is Milton Keynes.
Hi, Paul.
Oh, hello. Hi, are you Neha?
Yeah.
Hello, pleased to
Nice
meet you.
meeting you.
Hi.
My translator Neha is a local girl, and I don't know how to break it to her, but this is one of the dullest places I've yet seen.
Walking around here, it's not what I would expect to see in a sort of major Indian sort of city. It's very 1950s. It reminds me a little bit of Croydon, a sort of shopping centre back in England. What the hell is this?
But of course, I should have known that India would never let me down.
Leave us alone.
Men dressed as monkeys.
They're called Peruvias. They'll just come and they just try to drop you from anywhere. And they'll ask you for money, and if you don't give, they don't leave you. So
It makes a difference when people are asking if they can shine your shoes.
According to Neha, this kind of spontaneous behaviour is not out of character for the Punjabis.
they prefer living life king size here.
Living life king size?
Yeah.
Okay, what does that mean
By
exactly?
king size, I mean like you don't know what's going to happen next day. So they try to live in present.
There's an English phrase, eat, drink and be merry, for tomorrow we die.
Yeah,
So that's
perfectly the right phrase for the Punjabi.
In fact, it may well be today that we die, because Neha has now insisted we take to the road. Indian roads are statistically the most dangerous in the world. But Neha believes this is the best way to see the Punjab. And certainly all human life is here. An hour or so later, and we've spotted some roadside entertainment. Could this be another example of living it king size? But something's not quite right here.
I've just noticed something. These were men.
Yeah, these are men who are dancing.
Right.
Punjab culture has been like the women were not allowed to dance. So these men, like, they attired like women, danced in front of men. So that was the best way they could earn money for their family.
It doesn't strike them as being unusual at all.
No, it's not unusual because this has been falling in Punjab for so long.
Yes, I see. Okay.
Of course, women are now allowed to dance in the Punjab, so perhaps it's just that these men prefer living it queen size.
Are they family men? Are they married men themselves?
They all are married and they have kids.
Is your wife jealous of how you look?
He's saying it doesn't look bad. It doesn't look bad that they dress up like this and we dress up at home. I don't feel bad at all.
No.
That's their business.
Yes, I understand.
Well, that's put me back in my place. But I'm not totally convinced.
There's no way the guy on the far left is a family man, I'll tell you that much now.
150 miles later, and we've reached the town of Bhatinda.
See sort of lots of people walking around with turbans, these Sikhs that you see. Statue just there of a soldier. It looks unlike our statues, it's actually in colour.
Sikhs make up the majority of the population in the Punjab. They're renowned as being the hard men of India, and they're to be found amongst the elite ranks of her army and police forces. But the reputation of Bhatinda's police squad has recently been called into question. To get to the bottom of this, I'm going right to the top. This is Senior Superintendent Singh, and he's definitely king size. I'm over 6 foot and he towers above me.
You're on the right side of the podium.
These Punjabi bobbies pound a very military beat. I wouldn't want to have my collar felt by one of them.
I salute. You don't. Paul, you don't. Paul, you do not salute.
I don't.
The salute is taken by one person.
Okay, yeah.
Well, I got away with a caution there. These coppers look fighting fit, but just 6 months ago, Superintendent Singh's elite police force had reached something of a crisis. They'd become a bunch of tubbies.
We, in fact, till recently, about a few months ago, we realized that the fitness levels had really dipped. And for the past approximately 4 months, we've been working very hard at it. And we have managed to improve our fitness degree to a substantial level.
Is there something in the diet that made them a bit heavy in the first place, or?
Punjab traditionally has a very rich diet, a very heavy consumption of non-vegetarian food along with alcohol.
So, with the honour of the Punjabi police at stake, Superintendent Singh came up with a rather novel fitness regime. Bhangra dancing.
Bhangra was introduced to make it both fun and ensure that they did do a lot of physical activity. Bhangra really takes it out.
These coppers don't look half as intimidating in their tracksuits.
This entire group is the traffic police. They take the traffic.
When they're directing traffic, are they using any of these hand movements?
I don't know.
I think there's a murder squad, there's a drug squad. The drug squad are doing this. But these are the traffic cops.
As bizarre as it may look, Superintendent Singh's weight-watching scheme worked miracles.
We were surprised to learn that we'd almost lost 2 tons. That's
2 tons. That's an elephant, isn't it?
It's almost an elephant, maybe larger than that. So that was almost, it works out to a little more than 8 kilos per participant.
Yes, that's very impressive, isn't it?
In fact, so popular has this been amongst the Bhatinda police that forces across the Punjab have begun to take it up. And tonight, they'll battle it out at the Grand Bhangra dance-off. Unfortunately, thanks to traditional Punjabi hospitality, Superintendent Singh's team now have an extra man. And it seems no dancer is complete without a traditional Punjabi costume, including a turban.
Almost 5 meters long.
5 meters long.
5 to 8 meters long. What they're doing, this process is called Puni Karna.
I've never thought of myself as being particularly big-headed, but quite clearly I am.
Never worn a turban before. It so far feels like a tight and unusual experience.
So, you will be dancing with my team, so we'll be third on stage. Just dance with abandon.
Okay.
Game man.
Okay.
Idea is to just enjoy yourself.
Okay, fine. All you can do is cut off the blood supply to my brain, which is good because then I'll just dance with Glam Band and unaware of what I'm doing. So it doesn't matter too much that I won't know the dance steps.
No, it doesn't make a difference. All you basically need to do is see what others do, try and replicate.
Yes.
It's not a very complex thing to do. Enjoy yourself.
Enjoy myself, okay.
Easier said than done. You've got 2 left feet.
Paul, everybody wants your trousers off. Please take them off.
I don't think I've ever been told that by a high-ranking police officer before.
I'm not sure what I've got myself into.
It is. It feels remarkably cool. It's you know, in this climate, it's totally practical. It's very, very cool. Much cooler than Western clothes were when I was sort of sweating earlier. Now there's lots of sort of air coming through, and it feels very comfortable. I have to say, very comfortable indeed.
I think we can make a move.
Yes, okay.
This policeman's ball is in fact a competition to decide the best Bhangra dancing team in the Batinder Force. And first prize is a fridge. Well, CID look pretty impressive, and I'm getting nervous about my performance.
Told just to dance joyously, move my hands a lot. If it looks like I know what I'm doing, I'll be very, very happy.
This is it. Wish me luck. To my amazement, I'm actually enjoying myself. Superintendent Singh is right. It doesn't matter that I've got 2 left feet. All that counts is that I'm having fun. Now, I'm living it king size. Sadly, my team didn't win the fridge. But it's the taking part that counts. And losing weight, of course.
Very out of breath, but I was very well looked after there, so it was very good fun. And it is a joyous dance, so you can't help but feel joy when you're dancing, you know. But the policemen are a lot fitter than I am. They looked after me, and I don't think I embarrassed myself.
India's roads are the most terrifying I've ever been on. Forget steering or braking, they have a completely different technique here to anywhere else I know. So very much part of the driving here is pressing the horn the whole time to let people know that you're there and to let them know you're right behind them. You wouldn't be able to drive if you were... Yes, exactly, there we are. You wouldn't be able to drive if you were hard of hearing. So here's one line of business that will always be in demand.
Is this a place where you buy horns?
Yeah, definitely.
Could we see what one of the car horns sounds like? That's quite loud, isn't it? Okay, so what's the difference between the cars, the one for the cars and the one for the buses? Do you do doorbells?
Time for a pit stop, and I've come across a book which is right up my street.
the Limca Book of Records, which is the equivalent of the Guinness Book of Records. As long as you are the best or the shortest or the fattest or the highest or the smallest or the smelliest or the most toxic, whatever it is, you can end up in this book. Fastest solving the Rubik's Cube blindfolded, for example. The fastest memorising of random words. And International Memory Championship. I see in here there's the world's shortest bodybuilder is a guy called Aditya Dev, who's only 33 inches tall, looking very bodybuildish.
This I've got to see. Fortunately, he's only 20 miles up the road in a town called Phagwara. I really have no idea what to expect. 19 years old, 33 inches tall, 9 kilograms, and all muscle. Reading about Romeo is one thing, but seeing him is quite another. I'm not quite sure what to make of all this.
He's saying I'm the world's smallest bodybuilder.
And has it made any difference to your life being a world record holder?
नहीं क्या फर्क क्या पड़ा है?
जितना डांस आता है उतना सा करता है, जितना करता है इतनी डांस सा करता रहता है, दुखने लग जाता है सिर.
Okay, he's saying once I got the first record, like people were after me, they were crazy. I was so popular in India after that.
So it's changed your status amongst people.
Yeah, he's saying I'm very popular now.
Life has not always been kind to Romeo. 2 years ago he was totally unknown, even here in Phagwara. Not because he didn't have his Limca record, but because his parents had hidden him away from the outside world, ashamed of the way he looked.
He said like for 17 years Romeo was not allowed to go outside the house. When he was born, his parents never told anyone that he's our child.
Ironically, Romeo's trainer, Ranjit Ray, is also a Limca record holder for skipping, so he's well known around these parts, which was why Romeo's father approached him.
Okay. He's saying when his father first came to the gym, he was a very sad man. So he requested him, like, you do something for my son.
Yeah.
I said, just leave Romeo to me and I'll like train him.
Ranjit Ray did a lot more than that. He realised that the most crucial step in transforming Romeo was to build his confidence. So he adopted him into the community at the gym.
When he first came to the gym, he was sitting there and he tried to introduce the entire students who were working here to Romeo. He started opening up with the people around here. He started making friends.
For the first time, Romeo knew what it was to have friends, and as his self-respect built up, his body followed.
After 1 month, he realized that he can be a bodybuilder because his body started developing a little bit. Okay, after 6 months of training, when he was completely trained, he sent Romeo's name to the Limca Book of Records. Now he's the shortest bodybuilder of the entire world.
I can't imagine there's anybody shorter. Parents must be very pleased with the work you've done. Now I should imagine their attitude is completely different.
Now he's saying they hold Romeo and they say that yes, he's our son. They feel proud.
Yes. Well, it's a lovely uplifting story, and it's probably the first time I would imagine in Romeo's life he's been in a situation where he could be considered amongst equals.
Ironically, Romeo's celebrity status now puts Ranjit Ray in the shade. Just down the road is an Indian wedding. These are lavish affairs with no expense spared. And you may recognise their star guest. The latest, hottest celebrity in town. Nowadays, Romeo can earn a lucrative income from making guest appearances around the Punjab. In a country of 1 billion people, a Limca record really does give you the ability to stand out in the crowd. He may be a small guy, but Romeo is definitely living it king size. I'm passing back from India's capital, Delhi, and I've stopped off here to pursue a personal passion of mine. One I share with most Indians. Cricket. It's just everywhere. I've arranged to meet a leading figure in the sport.
Are you George?
Hi, very nice meeting you.
George has promised to give me an unusual insight into the game.
I'll need to grab your shoulder if you don't mind. Yeah?
Okay, so why do you need to do that?
I have an eye problem which I developed right from childhood. And I can see very little. So
Oh, I see.
If I just keep walking, I might stumble over something and fall down.
Okay,
So-
fine.
So
Okay.
if I have you as a guide,
No problem.
then while
As
I'm
long as I
guiding-
don't fall over.
Yeah, you won't. If you fall, then I fall. That's okay.
Since I'm a stranger in town, this is definitely a case of the blind leading the blind.
No, we're coming to the road here, but I think we'll be okay. I'll sort of...
So I'm a bit confused as to how George is going to show me the world of Indian cricket.
Whenever we reach boss, come on jump, and then turn left at Delhi Gate.
But I should have had more faith.
Then we turn right, the road after Tilak Mark. Okay, sir.
He may have very limited vision, but George navigates the streets of Delhi using the sounds and smells he knows so well.
I've lived in the city for 30 years,
Yes.
and if I don't know the place around at the back of my hand, I should be shot.
I'm delighted to discover that George has taken me to a cricket match. I've never actually played the game, but watching leather on willow is a perfect way to while away the hours.
Oh, that's a lovely shot.
Beautiful, beautiful shot.
It was such a lovely day for a game.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
On closer inspection, this doesn't look quite the cricket I was expecting.
Walking with you.
And there's a good reason for that. Like George, the majority of these players are almost completely blind.
But I think this game actually demonstrates the power of the human spirit and the human ability.
No, it would seem to be impossible,
It
wouldn't
seems
it?
impossible, and this clearly establishes that anything is possible.
This is a totally new one on me. How on earth do you hit a ball when you can't see it?
There are certain rules here.
Uh-huh.
The bowler, when he bowls,
Yes.
before he bowls, he will say ready.
Right, okay.
And then you will have to say yes if you are ready.
So that's a sort of...
Yeah.
George is very keen for me to have a go myself.
Okay.
Okay, this ball is made of plastic and it's got ball bearings inside.
Uh-huh. Yes.
Okay. Yeah! Not bad, straight back.
That felt good. So the point of the ball bearings is there so you can't see the ball but you can hear it.
Absolutely.
And now for the real test.
There you go.
Now, of course, there I've been using hand-to-eye coordination.
Yeah, now you start using.
Ear to hand. All right. Okay. Yes. I heard it coming towards me.
And just block the ball. Don't
Okay.
go for a swing. Just
Okay, just block the ball.
yeah,
Okay.
ready? Yes. Back down. Yeah! That's the beginning. Paul, I think let's now have a game kind of. Yeah, back to the pavilion.
Okay, brilliant.
A game. Now that sounds fun. Once you get used to the technique, this isn't so difficult. Where's everybody gone? Well, if I'm going to play a game, it's important I look the part. It's a beautiful morning here in Delhi, as Paul Merton takes the crease. This first-time cricketer has looked good in practice, but can he cat the masthead? Merton puts on his blindfold and takes go, ready for his first delivery.
Yes! Yes! What happened?
Out,
Didn't hit the ball once, but then, there we are.
out first ball. But since I'm a guest, George's lads are going to let me have another go.
Ready?
Yes! Yes!
And another go. And another.
Okay, so...
And, well, you get the idea.
Oh no! This is the one ball in the game where bad light can't stop play. I know what that sound means. I've been hearing it quite a lot. Oh, you're there.
Enough is enough. National pride is at stake here.
Try and restore any advantage I have. I feel more confident now playing obviously sighted than I would have done if I just come out ordinarily. Yes? Oh!
I've now been out 24 times.
Thank you very much, thank you.
So much for national pride.
I shall retire to the pavilion. Bloody but unbowed.
I'm now heading 200 miles south to Jaipur, capital and gateway to the desert state of Rajasthan. This is an area rich in its forts and palaces, like this one, the Jai Mahal, built as a summer palace from which the emperor could shoot duck. Nowadays, of course, Rajasthan is a major tourist destination, and a ride on one of their famous camels or elephants seems pretty much compulsory. At least that's what my crew are hoping.
No. No, I wouldn't. I'm not the. I was once on a donkey and I fell off that, and that was enough to sort of put me off sort of getting on something that's alive. Really, I've never been on a horse, and the camel I know. All I know about camels is they're rather bad-tempered. No, it's all a bit scary. I'm being a bit of a coward. I think once the armchair was invented, there was no need to get onto these things.
My guide here in Jaipur works at the local radio station.
और बस थोड़ी देर में वर्ल्ड फेमस कॉमेडियन पॉल मर्टन मेरे साथ आने वाले हैं.
DJ Sufi hosts a popular breakfast show, and he suggested that I join him on air in the studio. I don't speak a word of Hindi, of course, but Sufi has assured me that won't be a problem.
Hi, hello, you Sufi?
Hi Paul.
Hi, I'm Paul. Hi,
Hi Paul. How are you doing?
I'm very well. I'm very well. Pleased to
Welcome
meet
to the
you.
show.
Thank you. Shall I come in
Please
here?
have a seat. Yeah.
95 FM Tarka, Solid Radio.
अब यानी जुड़े रहिएगा सूफी के साथ और पॉल मर्टन के साथ अभी सांसों की.
You would just say.
Shall we say now? You know, I've been talking to people since morning that Paul is going to be here with me in my breakfast show, and I need to teach him English.
English is what exactly?
English, see, it's a mixture of two languages. There's one language Hindi, there's one language English. सुबह के 9:43 हो चुके हैं जनाब आली. आप लोग हैं इस समय सिंपल सूफी के साथ. सॉलिड ब्रेकफास्ट चल रहा है 95 FM तड़का सॉलिड रेडियो पर. Let me now hand over my chair to you, and
No.
this is
No.
but you do the show, and now what do you have to say? That hi, this is Paul Merton on radio.
Yes.
So how are you gonna say that in English?
I don't know.
I'm gonna need to know. That's what you're gonna say. Hi,
Hi,
मैं
Paul
Merton
Merton, I can get that bit right.
यहाँ आपके साथ
आपके साथ
रेडियो पे हूँ.
Radio Pone.
Perfect. Thank
Sufi is very keen to show me a side of Jaipur that tourists never see. For him, this place demonstrates one of the city's most important legacies.
Jaipur has been known for its palaces, for its camels, for its elephants, but this is the other side of the coin. You know, this is very famous because it's helping the people all across the globe.
Some 40 years ago, a local sculptor came up with an ingenious invention that has transformed the lives of hundreds of thousands of people. The Jaipur foot.
Thank you.
There's a young man here today who Sufi wants me to meet.
Hello to bolo.
Hello.
Hello बोलते हैं.
Hello, pleased to meet you. Hello. Hello.
क्या नाम है? His name is Ansar Ali.
Ansar Ali.
Ansar Ali. They're his parents.
Ansar Ali has travelled almost 1,000 miles to be here.
It's actually by birth that he
I see.
have a leg.
I see.
But it's a journey that the family hope will change his life forever. No one is ever turned away from here.
Okay, so that's the exact mould of his leg there.
Yes. Now it's going to be filled up with the plaster of Paris.
The service this clinic provides is absolutely free, and they treat up to 20,000 people every year.
Seems so simple.
It does, doesn't it? It is. It is simple, but it's ingenious.
I mean, engineering is there, but no industry, no factory, no manpower, and then do.
Yes.
A person walking out with a limb.
Yes, extraordinary. So he's knocking a couple of screws in there.
Creating the artificial limb is relatively straightforward and takes just about an hour to make. But the cleverest part of all is the actual foot. It looks quite simple, but it took 4 years to perfect. The challenge was to balance durability with flexibility and at a price that made it affordable.
So it's got the wood above the ankle, and it's got the nylon fibers with rubber lining and rubber coating onto the outer part of it.
So it's very strong.
It's very strong.
And that's the finished one there, is it?
This is the finished one. Yes.
Yeah. Very solid, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
And here it is, Ansar Ali's Jaipur foot. Constructed in an hour, and at a production cost of just £20. Indian ingenuity at its finest.
Hey, this is for you. We know it fits.
Thank you, Bolo. Thank you, Bolo. Okay, he says thank you.
To be honest, I was afraid this might be a depressing place, but it's not.
Well, I can see he's immediately standing on it, isn't he?
I found it an uplifting experience. So I can only imagine what Ansar Ali must be feeling.
Oh, it works!
Very good. Congratulations, it looks very good on you.
Thank you, Bolo.
Thank you, very nice to meet you.
I can fully appreciate why Sufi brought me here and why he believes this to be his city's proudest achievement.
When they get their limb, smiles on their face. Yes. So that's right to say he's just working for those smiles.
Yes, I understand that. Yes, I understand. Yes, I too work for smiles, but I don't do good stuff. I just tell jokes and people smile. But this is really wonderful, life-changing stuff.
400 miles south of Jaipur is Ahmedabad, the major city of the state of Gujarat. The city played host to Gandhi's headquarters and was therefore at the forefront of the Indian independence movement. So this should be the land of the free, or at least the very cheap.
Like salesmen everywhere in the world, he's trying to convince me that it looks good on me. A bit too small. That's good. So what do we think? It looks all right. I used to be able to do that when I was a much younger boy then. So it's like a money box thing. Honestly, no, your life doesn't depend on selling this thing. No. I have no money. No money.
I'm actually here to meet up with Ruchira, my initial guide. She's come up with another slice of alternative India.
Well, I'm going to take you to meet Sonia.
Sonia?
Yes, Sonia is a eunuch. And eunuch are people who are castrated when they are born, or they are hermaphrodites.
Well, there's never a dull moment with Ruchira. I don't think I've ever met a eunuch before, and to be honest, I have mixed feelings about this. They seem quite a jolly gang in a happy, clappy sort of a way. And this must be my host, Sonia. I'm in rather uncharted territory here. Sonia is very clearly the queen bee, and I have the distinct feeling I'm getting the eye.
Mr. Paul, कितने किन्नरों से मिले अभी तक?
पहली बार.
First time?
He wants to know how many eunuchs have you met so far.
First time.
And I think it might well be the last time.
कहते जिससे हमारा किन्नर समाज बदनाम.
She says we are the real eunuchs, and they were just preparing to go out and collect money from the streets, and they will now dress up and dance in front of shops or people's homes and ask for money.
This is getting odder and odder.
अली तारा तो बेबे भरवाड़ा एक व्यक्ति नो बेबे सवार नो हमना तो जो टाइम निकली जो जे એટલે દોડ ભરવાડા ને એક વ્યક્તિ નો ખોળો હશે તો જ ઘરમાં પેજો ન કે બેટા પેટતા નહીં બધાને કહી દઉં છું બધાનો દોડ ભરવાડાનો ખોળો જોઈએ બધા એક એકલા ફરજો અને જ્યારે ના આવું હોય બધા ખમા કરી જાય તેલ લેવા.
Sonia's team pep talk has a distinctly menacing feel.
એક વ્યક્તિ પગ પાડીને નીચે ઉભા રહેજો.
Now I know how Oliver Twist must have felt when he met Fagin. Except Sonia makes Fagin look like a pussycat.
She says let's move now.
But whether I like it or not, it looks like I'm now on the team. So if I've got this right, I'm with a gang of eunuchs in rickshaws heading off to downtown Ahmedabad to collect money with menaces. India for me just got a whole lot weirder. I can honestly say this is the most uncomfortable ride I've ever had.
Mr. Paul, it's nice, no?
Yeah, very nice.
But Sonia seems to be enjoying every moment of it.
Mr. Paul, come inside.
Our target is this luxury shopping mall. Apparently Indians consider it lucky to be blessed by eunuchs, and they're willing to pay for the privilege. If they refuse, however, Sonia and her gang will curse them by clapping.
She says get ready now to collect the money.
Do we collect money?
Yes, today.
Okay.
I'm finding this very uncomfortable. Sonia's straight in for the sting. And we've just made 500 rupees. That's £6. We've now begun to attract unwanted attention.
The security girl is trying to stop her from collecting money, saying you can't do this, you shouldn't be do this. This is a good neighborhood.
I don't blame them at all. But Sonia is one unhappy eunuch.
She strikes me as somebody who's well used to getting her own way about everything.
Looks like it. Oh, she's giving them bad vibes.
So, as we get turfed off the premises, the security team are cursed by Sonia's enforcer, Pinky.
Yes.
The gloves are off. Sonia and her gang are now hungry for money. We've so far collected only 500 rupees and Sonia's in a mean mood. We're now headed for what she usually regards as a lucrative target.
This is a very famous pan shop.
Pan is an after-dinner palate cleanser, much revered as an Indian delicacy. And this is one of the poshest pan shops in the city. To begin with, the atmosphere is jovial. This shop has always paid its protection money in the past.
One gets a sense of the Craig brothers.
But there's trouble brewing. The boss is out, and his second in command is not authorised to hand over any cash. There's a standoff.
They're not giving her money.
Sonia's now demanding that they get the boss on the phone to sort it out.
She says normally they give, but this guy is new, so he's scared. Just watch, if they don't give what she does in the shop. She says she won't show it in advance, she won't tell us in advance. When they don't give the money, she'll do it.
Okay.
Unfortunately, there's no answer from the boss.
They can't get through on the phone. I'll open my skirt. We don't believe that you can't get the phone.
Things have got very tense. I now feel I'm with real criminals.
His boss's phone is engaged, so he's getting all
जवानी मेरी चाल मस्तानी तूने जो रुपया ना दिया तो बिल्कुल तू जाने अलाय संतोष अलगन नहीं आल तो जरा मुहूर्त उल्टा की दुना तो होली क्या सोलो दिवाली 2100 होली ला पिंकी जोड़े बात कर हेलो
she's saying every day we get 2100 rupees. You want us to go hungry? Don't you want to feel the curse of working people hungry? She's giving 500.
Well, we've only got her word for that, of course, but I'm not going to interfere. If I hadn't just seen that for myself, I wouldn't have believed it.
Actually, Paul, there's something I want to tell you. They seem very aggressive, but they're actually quite sad people. They're excluded from society, they're thrown out, they're insulted, they're not given jobs, they're not sent to school, they don't have any means to survive, which is why they say society owes them something, because they are born, but society does not...
So if they weren't doing this, they'd starve?
They'd starve.
So I'm wondering how Sonia got involved with this gang.
बेटी कैसे बनी?
और मेरी मम्मी ने हिजड़ों को दे दिया था, और जब से मैं हिजड़ों में हूँ.
When she was born a hermaphrodite, and her mother gave her away to a group of hermaphrodites, this group that she grew up in now.
कौन तो हमारे किसी एक्ट्री ने भी कर रहे हैं, लेकिन वो लड़के के लड़के ही रहने वाले.
She says that, we don't castrate people. We are just donated children who are born hermaphrodites by their parents who don't want to bring them up, like this little girl here.
And so does she have any contact with her family anymore?
No have contact.
No contact. I have to be honest, I started off this afternoon by finding Sonia intensely dislikable. But now I find I'm changing my mind.
We're going into another shop.
With the Cray twins used to nail your head to the floor, she just takes her skirt off. Of course, it's true she is heading up an extortion racket, but if the good people of Ahmedabad don't seem to mind, why should I? Many children, you'll be very happy. Big family, big family. It's a powerful force. She wants to come to London, but I don't think London's ready for her yet. I now have a sneaking respect for Sonia. Life can't be easy for her and the gang, so maybe she's right. If you haven't got it, flaunt it. Do you come here often? In the next programme, I travel to a remote hill station on India's northeast frontier. Welcome to Roxford. Thanks, Roxford. That now believes it's the rock and roll capital of the world. Hi, Shalom, you ready to rock? And on the banks of the Ganges, this must be a very expensive football. I discover a new form of water sport. Now, what position do you play? Striker. Striker. Go head to head with an elephant on heat. Hey, you see that pilot done there? I might be rivaling that myself in a minute. And watch India's Godbusters.
He's going to pull the card with a hook.
Separating magic from religion.